Survive and thrive. Survive and thrive. That's what we want to do. We want to help our partnerships do. We're going to dive into survive and thrive today. This is the new edition, Genius Loan Officer. Go to geniusloanofficer.com and schedule a consultation call to help you get where you want to go. Adding 15 to 20 referral partners, automated, while also doing it G6 style in 6 hours a day, running as an LEO of your business, not just a loan officer, the LEO as we call it. All right, so let's dive in. Survive and thrive. What we always have to keep in mind is that nobody cares about our loan products. Nobody cares about, a lot of times even about us. Nobody cares about all these things we think people care about, how long our company's been in business, all that. So just for example, I had she does a pretty good job. She's very, good salesperson in general. But this woman came to my house to fit me for a suit. It's a good service, pretty good service. And they come there and she kept talking. She goes, "Hey, let me talk about, we've been in business since and all this. And here's who founded it." And the whole time I'm just checked out. I don't care. One, I'm, trying to get through this and just pick the suit, the fabric I want, get me fitted and just go. That's the whole reason why it was good for her to come, because I wanted to just be able to do this quickly, just jump up there, out of my office, go get fitted. And that was it. I was completely zoned out when she was talking about when they opened up and about their history. I don't care. Now, I know sometimes that sounds like, I apologize, I forgot to turn off my emailer. Anyway, ding, 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 right? It's always ding, ding. By the way, turn off your emails when you're doing other things. So that was a mess up of my end. And also have somebody else run your email if you can. Just a little quick tip for you there. Stop answering all your emails and run around in circles. I hardly answer any of my emails. Somebody else does that. So, but she's talking about this stuff that I don't care about. So I'm zoned out, completely zoned out. And you can think, well, man, Adam, you're just being a prick. No, and neither are you if you're zoning out during that time, or neither is your client if they're zoning out during that time, because we are built to survive and thrive. That's only our brains are made up to block out the noise that doesn't matter. Otherwise, we'd be running around with a chicken with our heads cut off, trying to just figure out every single thing that didn't matter. And meanwhile, we forgot to eat and we die. So it's a survival mechanism, right? Where we are looking for things that are going to help us survive and thrive. And so, how does this apply to being a loan officer? Well, a lot of ways. So I remember I had, my 6 month in, I was crushing deals and in the business, and end up speaking on stage to a whole bunch of loan officers, a few hundred of them. And then I got calls the next couple of days. Adam, I'm going out there, I'm meeting with people, meeting with real estate agents, but man, I just can't seem to get business. I'm like, okay, go through what you're talking about. And of course, the same thing, product pushers, and service pushers, talking about how quick the turn times were. And at the time when I was in that company, that's what they pitched all the time. This is how quick we turn it. And then we close it one day later and all this stuff. And people think, oh my gosh, I got the magic formula. And some loan officers would come to that company because I heard that and they're like, man, could be the thing I can call everybody with and say, hey, we have this program where we underwrite it so quick and then we process it so quick and then we close it so quick. And man, I tell you what, business partnerships are just going to line up. Now, the only time that helps somewhat, and you're like, hey, Adam, I used that and I did better. Well, a lot of times it just is a mindset because all of a sudden you felt like you had something others didn't. So you acted more confidently when you went out and spoke to people. And maybe that generated you a few more deals, a few more relationships, just simply because you felt better. And certainly you don't want to discount that. That's stuff that we talk about all the time in Genius Loan Officer, because mindset is just, I mean, it's huge. You can only build a building so high based on its foundation. You know, if you have an expert architect, they can tell you by how high that building can go just based on that foundation. So certainly mindset works. However, that's the only thing that really was working there. It wasn't that people were so impressed that then they're, well, Adam, they were like, oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, they may be a lay down sale already. They may have been someone that just was ready for a change, but you didn't really affect the real change. You didn't really do anything that was really helping them so much survive and thrive and getting into their world. You were just pitching your products and your services, and nobody cares about your products and services. Nobody cares about Genius Loan Officers. You know, as I talk about it with our coaching program, nobody cares about our coaching program. People care about the results they get. Is it going to help them survive and thrive? And so I was teaching this class to real estate agents a few days back. It was last week. And the title of it was, your posts are killing your sales. And what was it about? Well, obviously that right there was a pattern interrupt. All of a sudden, what are you talking about? This is a problem question right off the bat. Like, how's the story loop going to close? Because what is he talking about? Well, people are saying, realtors out there saying, offer accepted. Well, Adam, I need to get my name out there, which is nails on a chalkboard for me. Nails on a chalkboard for me. Unless you are Nike spending millions of dollars a year to get your name out there, it doesn't really work. Just like I was driving this past weekend, went a few hours away, got a cabin with my wife. It was really nice. And we're driving, and here it is, one of these that helps nothing, doesn't do anything to tell me what problem they solve or anything. So I'm driving, and there's this billboard of a loan officer saying she loves loans. Well, that's good that she loves them. Does your client care that you love loans? Well, Adam, they care because I care, and they care because that means I'm going to take care of them. Come on now. Really, that's really not moving the needle. What problem do you solve? And there's 100,000 loan officers, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, whatever there's realtors. There's all these people, but how do you differentiate yourself? Well, it's not by your products and services and how long you've been in business and all that. People ask those questions too because they don't know what to ask. And a lot of times you haven't built rapport or trust or emotional persuasion, which is the only things you should be saying, by the way. What is necessary to build rapport, trust, and emotional persuasion. You can write that down and make sure you do it. That is helping people survive and thrive. So how does that apply when you're going to meet with a real estate agent, for example? Well, you're talking about them. It's all, how can I help them survive and thrive? Maybe they're kind of struggling right now, so you need to help them survive this market. So you're having those conversations, you're asking them deep connecting questions, you're getting to what drives them, you're getting to what they're doing now, you're clarifying, how they're going about their business, clarifying what they're looking for. You're getting into emotional, you're getting them to try to act and try to be bold in the market. You're helping them survive in the market, and maybe it's thrive. They really are doing good, and they just want to do better. And so telling them, hey, we just do this and we do that. Well, Adam, I know I can help them do really well. Maybe not. If they're not committed, literally, if you are going to call us for Genius Loan Officer and say, hey, I want to do coaching, Like, I'm still trying to disqualify you. Like, because we can help you if you're ready to be helped. If you want to thrive, not just survive, I want to thrive. I'm all in. I want to do the things that it's going to take, because that's what you're looking for. And when you're talking to real estate agents, you should be looking at the same thing. Like, where can I help them survive and thrive? Are they a partnership that I even want to be in business with? So you're asking them great, deep, connected questions to see whether you can help them survive and thrive, and whether that's a partnership you really want. And trying to almost disqualify, that's going to change the whole perspective of the conversation. You're listening to them. You're really listening to their why. If you get through a conversation with a realtor for 30, 45 minutes, and you've talked for 15, 20, 30 minutes about your products and services, you missed the boat. You just missed it. You missed a golden opportunity. I have had so many conversations with real estate agents, and they're sending me deals, and then they ask me later, oh, by the way, do you do this product? And I never even asked. Why? And is that really good for their client? Yeah, because they saw I cared. They saw how I did business, because I was asking them the correct questions. I was getting to the why, just like I would be for a client, a regular client. So absolutely, with all the emotional triggers and everything else that's going on in the conversation, they can trust you, and they can trust you with the client, which is really all they want to know. They don't want to know about products and services. How does it help them survive and thrive? How does it help their client get to the end result that they're looking for? Nobody cares about a mortgage. Ain't nobody can want a mortgage. Everybody wants a home. It's all on what the result is. And we have to be talking like that. We have to be asking the questions to get into those modes. Now, well, Adam, again, I mean, I can help them survive and thrive. I know, because I follow up better than everybody else, and I do this and I do this. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe they have that problem, maybe they don't. Maybe they're not open to hearing about that, what you do, until you build rapport, trust, and emotional persuasion. Sometimes they don't know they have an issue with follow-up with like their leads, because they think every loan officer only follows up once or twice, and they don't know that if you follow up and you have a team that follows up and you're going to follow up 5 and 6 and 7, 8 times or whatever, you have this great system, etc. You have copywriter writing great emails, and it's going to dig some up, whatever that case is. They don't know that that is something that can be done that's going to help them survive and thrive, or they're not open to it yet, because you haven't built rapport, trust, or emotional persuasion. So your products and services don't matter. When it comes to rates, it's the same thing. Like, we don't ask enough questions. We don't help them survive and thrive. We are just being a number. Are you asking the correct questions to see how that helps them survive and thrive? For example, somebody comes to you, what's your rate? You just throw out a rate. You're a commodity. Then you start, oh, well, we got great services. We got all that stuff. We got awesome services. We can close you really quick. Well, you probably already lost it then, because maybe you should say, absolutely, I can go over that. Perhaps it'd be appropriate for me to ask a few questions to see how I can best serve you and set up your mortgage to make you the most amount of money. Would you be open to that? We're just going to not be open to that. And they are open to that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me ask you something. How long do you plan to be in this home? This actually just came up. Client, 2 years. Awesome. And then you have this conversation and just, hey, did you realize that going to the bottom rate is actually going to cost you $5,000? What do you mean? Well, you didn't get your closing costs covered here, looks like, and you're going to be out in 2 years. The rate between the bottom rate and the rate where I would suggest you may want to consider is going to cost you $112 a month. That's going to be $2,500 a year, but you're going to end up saving $7,200 in a year, or in those 2 years, because you're getting your closing costs covered. You don't have to come any money. It's giving you money for the rate. So in 2 years, you're going to pay more each month, but you're going to save money now, and net is almost $5,000. What rate do you feel like it's best for you? Well, just save the money. But we don't do that. We go right down to, well, what's the bottom? There's the bottom line I can do, and we're in desperation mode. Okay, let me go to my manager and see if I can get the best rate. Like, let me see if I can knock an extra 50 basis points off this and get to the bottom rate. Instead of asking some real deep questions, say maybe it may be a more appropriate just to ask you a few questions to see if I can save you the most amount of money. Are you open to that? Great. Have those conversations. Very neutral language. Have those conversations that get you to whether you can help them really survive and thrive. That opens up somebody's mind when all of a sudden you realize I can save you $5,000 more. Well, yeah, you open to looking at how I can save you $5,000? Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that. So we always have to be looking at how are we going to show up differently to these conversations, and understand it is about them. It is not about our products nor our services. It's not about how long we've been in business. It's not any of those things. If you are building rapport, trust, emotional persuasion, you're asking those questions that are getting them to know, do you know more about their situation, whether you can help them or not. You're being very neutral and you're being very detached from the sale. Things just seem to open up for you. But when you're going out there and you're trying to get the next sale, you're like, man, desperation mode and all this. Well, Adam, I don't stay in desperation mode. Yeah, but you probably wait. You're just waiting to pounce. You're waiting to pounce as soon as they say something like, "Oh, I didn't get." My communication is big for me. You're like, "Oh yeah, I communicate. You know what? In fact, I communicate 3 times a week." And they're like, "Oh, right." And they're like, "Geez." Instead of clarifying, instead of asking what actually they want and whether that's going to help them survive and thrive, we just pounce on it. We wait until they're saying one nugget of information that we can just pounce on, instead of going down that, asking more clarifying questions, seeing how that actually can help them. So I would encourage you, when you're going and do these meetings with partners, just go into the meeting and literally think, I'm going to listen to what their needs are. I'm going to listen to, and I'm going to ask the questions that are moving them along the line. And out of this, one way or another, my goal is to help them survive and thrive, even if it's not me as the loan officer, even if it's not me as the coach, even if it's not me doing that loan. How am I going to help them? And if you go in with that attitude and you're just on that mission, you're going to have better conversations. And guess what? That detachment of just trying to help them grow, be the best they can be, all those things, you're going to get more sales. It's just the way it works, because it's a total different ballgame. People are not used to that. People are guarded because they know as soon as they say, like, my leads are not getting followed up, all of a sudden here comes a barrage of like, we do this, we do this, we do this. Instead of clarifying, seeing how much pain that's actually in. Sometimes people throw out something that really doesn't matter much to them. We either have to agitate the problem. Yes, we have to either agitate the problem because realizing, making sure they know it's a bigger problem it is, because actually it's hurting them and they won't survive if they don't change it. Or that may not be what really is bothering them most. Maybe they're just throwing something a little out there because maybe they don't trust you yet. So maybe there's something else, and you got to dig and see what's going to give them the most leverage, traction today. How can I help the most? How can I alleviate that problem? How can I help them get to that next level? What is it? Is it pain, pleasure, prestige, payoff, productivity? What is it that is resonating with them? What is making that emotional trigger that would help them get out of their headspace? When you're talking like that, when you are showing up like that, things change. Okay. So what problems you solve is great. You can start with that on posts and everything else. And the hero of the story is not you. You can get engagement. When you're sitting down with somebody, you may know you can solve some problems, even with that client. But if you jump too early, they're not going to be open to that conversation. They're going to be closed off. You're going to be like every other dreaded loan officer that shows up. Be different. Be different than the 99%. Show up differently, act differently, ask better questions, help them survive and thrive. If you want to absolutely thrive and you don't want to rely on leads, you're a lead person, you're not for us. If you're a person that doesn't want to take action, you're not for us. If you are a person that wants to increase your sales acumen, you want to increase referral partners, automated and through dynamic conversations, and you're tired and you're not one that wants to do 10 hours a day, 15 to 12 hours a day all the time and grind. If you're one of those people, you're not for us. But if you want to reduce your hours, we possibly could be a fit for you. We have to find out more to see if you are a fit and whether we want to take you on as a client. You can go to geniusloanofficer.com and we will have a consultation with you. And one way or another, we're going to try to help you on that call. All right. So go out there and help people survive and thrive, crush it, keep being the exception, people being different than the other ones. Turn yourself from a loan officer to an LEO of your business where you are acting differently, showing up differently. You are not doing the paperwork that you shouldn't be doing. You're just, you are acting so swiftly in your day because your mindset is right. Continue to grow, continue to be different than everybody else in the marketplace, and continue to win at scale. Absolutely crush it. I'm pumped up for you because you out there, I don't know which one of you I'm talking to, but you out there are taking action on what we're talking about today, and you're absolutely going to crush it. And that excites me. Go out there. Remember, limited risks equals limited income.